Hi, motion folk. I'm Sabrina Cheney.
And I'm Penny Niederlander.
And you've tuned in to NoGraph, the motion graphics podcast where motion graphics is all but forbidden as a topic of conversation.
The idea is we're all familiar with the social media peer pressure that there's always a new program to learn,
a new style to master,
endless tutorials and presentations to catch up on,
Slacks and Discords to join.
But we have this little theory that what really makes our work interesting is what people bring to it from outside our normal circles.
So here at NoGraph, we push all that aside and block out the noise and the pressure.
Every week, we'll have a special industry guest on, and we'll just talk hobbies and passions and whatever they love to do when they're not at their desk. And at the end of every episode, we'll turn the mic over to our new friends, and they'll have a couple minutes to tie it all in.
This is a podcast about our industry from the standpoint of a sustainable lifestyle and an ever-deepening well of inspiration.
Thanks for joining, and let's go.
Today we have Zoë Soriano. Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks. Hi. Nice to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It is a beautiful day here in DC, and I'm excited to be here with you.
Amazing.
Actually.
We are super excited to have you here with us.
Exactly.
Sorry, my dog is going nuts outside. I hope you can't hear that.
We love dogs. We love all of what they have to say. They have so many opinions all the time about our world, but that's okay.
Anyways, it's not about that.
Speaking of opinions about our world, Zoë, tell us about yourself and what's your world like?
Yeah. So I am a motion designer, art director. I mostly do animations within like the nonprofit space, which is like really nice to just like feel like you're kind of making a difference, especially given like the climate right now. But yeah, I've been in this kind of like sector for a couple years now, just making advertisements for like really cool clients like Planned Parenthood and like Headspace and things like that. So just feel like I'm kind of like making a difference a little bit, even if it's just like a little ad here and there, just talking about donating for whatever cause. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of what I do in the motion sphere.
That's awesome to have something purpose-driven. And I can't wait to not talk about any of it. Instead, let's talk about being selfish. What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not working?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a serial hobbyist. I like to like collect so many different like hobbies. One of like my big ones right now is knitting and sewing. Like I love to make my own clothing. Love to make clothing for other people, like my husband and then my like mother-in-law. That brings me a lot of joy. I also have recently decided to run a half marathon for some reason. Yeah, it's I'm like on week like 12 out of like 22 right now. And it's been a lot. It's been a journey, but a lot of ups and downs, but I've like really enjoyed the process, and I am like kind of obsessed with it. So if I'll probably like talk like way more than you probably want to hear about like running and stuff, but that's definitely something that's bringing me like a lot of joy right now. And yeah, just like crafting and cooking and my cats.
Yay!
I love that. I mean, I'll talk running all the time. Well,
Yeah.
Sabrina will have to pull us away from that, I think.
I do have a question, because you did say like you're on week 12 out of 22. Is that referring to a couch to 5K thing, or like what is that referring to?
Yeah, so I have a half marathon scheduled May 5th. So I'm like using this program called like Runna, which is like an app. And it's kind of like a plan. So yeah, similar to like Couch to 5K, where it like kind of just like ramps up a little bit week to week. Right now, my like the highest mileage that I'm doing is like 10 miles. And if you would have asked me like 12 weeks ago if I could run 10 miles, I'm like, no, that's too much. But it's kind of fascinating how I went to like nothing to 10 miles in like 12 weeks so far.
Yeah, it's totally doable if you chip away at it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have like a macro that has like the different days for different activities and stuff like that, different distances and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I'm kind of like obsessed with like the different kinds of runs too. There's intervals, there's tempo, there's long runs, easy runs. And I never thought I'd be the kind of person that said that I love intervals. Way more than like an easy run. I feel like it's like really interesting to challenge myself that way. Like I can run really fast for like 30 seconds and then stop and it's okay. Like I did the hard work. I can do it again in like whatever 45 seconds and I don't know. I'm having a lot of joy with intervals, which is kind of a weird thing to say.
No, I'm 100% with you. I love a speed night.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, it'll be like, all right, well, okay, I've got to do my 10-mile run this Saturday morning. Okay, might as well, get out there. Just you're out there for 2 hours, whatever. And then like, oh wait, you're saying that I just like hoof it, and then I get to stop, and then I'll hoof it again. I get to recover. I love that. I love the recovery so much.
Oh yeah. I love like the 30-second walk up to like 90 seconds that I get in between my efforts. Um, it just feels good to stop and then keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Were you always athletic? Did you always like doing physical stuff or no?
No, I was like typical like art kid growing up. Like I love to doodle and just like lay on the couch, lay in my bed and just draw. I started like kind of picking up light exercise here and there when I went into college just because like I don't know, felt like I needed to like do something. But I really didn't do anything major until last November at this point when I started the half marathon training. Mostly like couch potato, very sedentary for a long time.
What
That's
got you into it? What made you think I'm going to do this?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix of things. I kind of wanted to like so to backtrack a little bit, I read this like New York Times article that the pandemic has kind of made us a little bit less resilient. So I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see if I can like do a hard thing. Um, And so my friend Angie, she did a half marathon last year and she was training for like a year. And I was really inspired by her and I was like, maybe that could be my hard thing. Like, I think she started at pretty much the same place as me, like not really like doing too much like strenuous exercise or anything like that. And so I was like, well, I guess like maybe that's something that I could try, just like doing a half marathon. And so she really inspired me. Shout out Angie. I'm sure she'll send her the link
Yeah,
after this.
shout out. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, she was definitely a big inspiration for me. And watching her cross the finish line, I like actually like cried. I didn't think I would. But
Oh,
it was just like a beautiful moment. And I was like, kind of want that for myself too, just to be really proud of myself and do something really hard and difficult. So that's kind of like why I wanted to do it.
wow.
That's so impressive. I mean, like most people will start at a 5K or a 10K, and you're launching right into a half. Like that's not a small race.
Yeah. To be fair, I did do like the turkey trot like in November as kind of like a let's see if I even like this. I was really, really slow, but it did like kind of spark something in me. I was like kind of like this energy of like all these like people like in like this line and we're all running and um definitely was like maybe the half is next.
That's
Very
so cool.
cool. Yeah, that's such a beautiful reason to get into it too. Um, and I see that as we're talking, you have a little
I was
furry
counting
visitor.
down. I was counting down until Sabrina mentioned the cat. I saw it and I went, okay, 5, 4.
Yep, yep. You know me. Tell us
Yeah.
more about like how many cats do you have? What are their names? What are their stories?
Yeah, I have two, and I think that one is Sangria. She she is 7. That was her name that like her name at the shelter, and we just kept it because like it's such a cute name, Sangria. And then I have Luna somewhere around here. She's a beautiful gray cat, 6 years old. Um, I feel like everyone has a gray cat named Luna. At the time, it was like so innovative. Like I felt like I was being like so like trendsetter. But yeah, everyone has a gray cat named Luna.
I'm in touch with the universe. I have a cat named Luna.
Yeah,
No one is like me.
exactly. So
Right.
yeah, I love them.
What
They're
are their
great.
personalities?
Luna is my baby. She is like very cuddly, like she'll love to like hang out with me. Always within some feet of me. Actually, I found her. She's like in the chair next to me. So she's like always within like a couple feet. And then Sangria, she does not like me that much. She's like my partner's cat, a little bit more than mine. That's why we got Luna's because I was feeling really lonely and I needed a companion.
Aw. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes cats can be spicy like that, or sometimes you'll even think like, "Oh, I think we're getting along," and then randomly they'll like, "And I'm scratching." You're like, "Oh, I don't know what I did, but oops."
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can't tell. But other times they're like Luna and they're just like immediately your best friend, and it's the most perfect feeling to have an animal that accepts you and likes you and wants to be with you.
Oh yeah. Um, it always feels like an accomplishment when Sangria does give me attention though, because she's like she hates me so so much. Like this morning she was like rubbing against me and I was like, wow, like I earned this somehow. Like I don't know how I did it, but
Right.
I've earned her affection today.
There was some
Yeah.
karmic event that you took part in, and this is her reward. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm also like we were both amazed at your beautiful earrings. um, for those who are just listening, Zoe's wearing these amazing like kind of dagger earrings. They're
Mhm.
so badass, but also like serving. um, is that a thing for you? Do you like kind of accessorizing in fashion? And I'm guessing this kind of plays in part with DIY and knitting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm like pretty big into fashion and accessorizing. Mostly like in the earring game for sure. I feel like I'm shouting out my friend Angie a lot in so far. But she had like during the pandemic, she had gifted me this beautiful pair of like earrings from this local seller. I think they're called like Common Good Clay or something like that. And it kind of sparked something in me because before I would just kind of wear like hoops or just kind of like very like minimal earrings. When she gave me this gift, I was like, "Ooh, like maybe I could be that kind of person that like wears like fun earrings and things like that." And I really got into it. I think I have over like 30 pairs of earrings now.
Mhm.
These are, I feel like, my signature. I'm not sure if you've heard of this book series, but it's called Akatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses. There's like a sword that is really a big plot point, and they were modeled after the sword in the Akatar
Oh,
series.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and
cool.
there's like a little like blood drop gem, which is like my
Ooh,
favorite piece of the earring. Um,
cute.
No way. Oh, I wish I could see that in person now. That's badass. Oh my God. Those books come up at we have these little friend gathering things at night, and they come up every freaking time.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think my friend has also been recommending A Court of Thorns and Roses to me repeatedly. So I need to get on that. But is that the one that's also like really, really thick?
Yeah,
Like,
they're pretty thick. I will say I've listened to them on audiobook, and I prefer it just because they're pretty dense. Um, and I feel like the narrator has such like a beautiful voice that it just like it's almost like a lullaby. Um, but I know they do have like really dynamic audiobooks too, where they have like sound effects and like music and stuff like that.
ooh.
I wanted to try it, but, I think they, like, get a little bit too into, like, the sound effects, like, it's kind of like a smut book, and,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, those sound effects could probably be a lot.
Yeah, they're doing like the Radiolab treatment for a very steamy scene, and you're like, okay, okay.
You know, I recently I'd read the Fourth Wing books, and then I went and
Mhm.
listened to them on a car trip, and I'm really glad that I didn't get like I don't need to know what Violet and them sound like.
Oh, that's so funny. I think I also listened to those on, or the first one on audiobook. It didn't get steamy till the end, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm, like, doing, like, work and listening to this. I think I need to, like, take the headphones out for a little bit."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have heard that that genre of romantasy, the
Romantic.
romance
Mhm.
fantasy genre, is exploding right now, and partly, um, because of book talk and whatnot. I'm not on TikTok, so I have no idea. And then I read an article like that and I'm like, wow, I never heard of this before, but it totally makes sense. There's even a bookstore in Park Slope called The Ripped Bodice that's super popular, and it's exclusively for fantasy books and romance books. So if you're a romantasy fan, make your way. You'll get they'll probably know all about the audiobook.
They
The
have
radio play audiobook.
They have a branch in Culver City too. Yeah, it's a fun store.
Yeah, I love that these are popping up though, because I don't know, it feels like you had moments in culture. You have things like 50 Shades of Grey, and everybody's like, oh, I can't believe that women are interested in that. And it's like, yeah, it's entertaining. I don't know what to tell you. I've also never read that book either, but all this to say, I probably need to be making my way and trying out these books and seeing what I'm missing out on.
You're missing out on the fact that some books are just really horny.
Yeah, and maybe we need that right now.
And that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. Is that a genre that you're really into, or like in general fantasy, or mostly romantasy, or?
Yeah, I'd say I lean towards fantasy a lot more than romantasy. I've dabbled in romantasy. I feel like it has to like check some boxes for me. Like it has to have a good plot. I mean the smut is great too, but I definitely enjoy like a good like plot. I need some like good character development and stuff like that.
Not like I'm here with the pizza and the sword. Like
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fantasy is like my big one. I like some like sci-fi too. I was into like lit fic for a while during the pandemic, but I feel like as it like kept going on, I'm like, I think I need more escapism. Like I need to like escape this reality.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Is A Court of Thorns and Roses your favorite one in recent memory, or is there another one that you'd recommend that you're like, oh, everybody should read this?
I would say my favorite would probably be Becky Chambers. Oh, are you a Becky Chambers fan?
I'm such a fan. I love that. Like her hopecore genre is just.
Yeah.
I want to know which one you're gonna say.
I was gonna say the second book of the Wayfarers series, which is I think it's called like A Closed and Common Orbit. It's about like an AI, and I'm usually like very anti-AI, but I really fell in love with like this like AI and like the story, and I just like didn't think I would be crying and sobbing over like a robot, but I did. It was so beautiful. So I would definitely recommend that book. I mean, I think you should read the first one first, but you have to like keep going and read the second one.
Yeah, I've read all of those twice. That one is fantastic. I think the first one is good. I had a harder time with the third, and then the fourth one got me again. They're just so good. Have you read the Robot and Monk series? It's just two short books.
Yeah, I read the first one. I haven't got around to the second one yet, but I really enjoyed the first one. It came to me at like the right time. Not to get like all sappy, but my mom had died 3 years ago, and my friends had gifted me that book. And it was just like it was a beautiful warm hug at the time, just like reading that book. So beautiful, yeah.
What's it about?
It's about like a monk and a robot, and they're kind of like traveling around like their world, and I forget like the main plot point, but like it's just like a beautiful like story about like a robot and a monk, and they become beautiful friends, and just like I don't know, like unlikely friendship, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, there's the aspect. I'd never read anything where the character like was really dealing with an internal struggle of like what should I do with my life? And I think that like that there. Oh man, I cried so much in that book. I'm so glad to meet someone who's read that as well. I love it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I can't wait to read the second one. I have it. I just haven't got around to it, but if it's anything like the first, I know it'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, Becky Chambers, big plug.
Oh yeah, love her so much. I hope that everyone reads Becky Chambers at some point.
Wow, love that.
Nice. Um,
Should we
I
talk?
haven't read those. Those sound awesome. The thoughts that were coming up were things in TV and film that I've watched relating to AI and existential questions and existence. Things like Her and things like Scavenger's Reign had a character that was really starting to dig into that. And then it got canceled, but
No.
oh well. But yeah, season 1 of Scavenger's Reign, check it out. Very good.
Yeah, I'll definitely
But
check
yeah,
it out.
Penny, I think you were going to transition somewhere and I got caught up.
Well, I was thinking like you'd mentioned some of the hobby stuff that you do, and I was like, oh, I wanted to keep moving because I was curious about that. I didn't want to forget to
Mhm.
circle back. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a big crafter. I love to like make clothes. I guess it kind of goes with like loving accessories and stuff. But I've made a lot of sweaters for myself and my partner and my mother-in-law. And it's been like a really nice, like calming hobby that I've kind of gotten into. I've also like started like sewing my own clothes and stuff. Sewing actually came first before knitting. It was mostly because like as someone who's 5'2" and like a little bit curvy, it's kind of hard to like find clothes that are like just the right height. Like crop tops are not really crop tops on me, and
You
skirts
are
are
speaking
always
to
too long.
me right now.
Yeah,
I'm 5 feet and yeah,
so,
it's a it's curse word.
yeah.
It's so hard.
Like pants and skirts are the worst. Like I struggle a lot with like my pants and skirts.
Yeah. How did you learn how to sew? Because I'm currently in a moment where I'm thinking about, I think halter tops.
Ooh.
Is it a halter top? The halter tops are like the kind of sleeveless.
Mm.
Um, they look so cute and they're really easy because you tie the neck and the back so it's like cinched properly.
Mm.
Whereas other things, like you said, if it's a crop top, it may not actually be a crop top and it just looks like really big on me. But these halter tops are really working. But then I try finding some and they're kind of hard to find, the kinds that
Mhm.
I like. And I'm thinking, I feel like this would be easy to make, but I don't know how. And so that's been thinking like going into spring and summer, maybe I want to take some sewing class, but I don't know where to start. Like, did somebody in your family teach you or did you take lessons? What was the process?
Yeah, that's a good question. Also, I just to clarify, I feel like that would actually be pretty easy to sew. But my mom, she was the one who taught me how to sew. She would like make my dresses for like homecoming and stuff like that, like father-daughter dance. And so she like kind of taught me the basics. And then I didn't really do anything with it for like a really long time. I kind of got into it after she passed a couple of years ago, and then I really started getting into sewing. Um, Definitely like a way to like connect with her, like the shared hobby that we had all the way back then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I use a lot of like resources too. Like I like started a like hobby specific Instagram account. And there was like so many people that I followed that like had amazing resources that they would post. So I would say like the sewing like community on Instagram was like a really big part of like how I got like fairly good at it. So many like really great resources and yeah, YouTube as well is also really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing with getting fabric? I mean, you live where? Do you live in New York City?
I live in DC.
Oh, you live in DC. Okay.
Yeah.
My friend that is an avid sewer is really mourning the loss of Joanne's
Oh yeah.
and is real worried about where she's going to get her fabric from now on.
Yeah. Well, if your friend is in New York, they're very lucky because they have Mood Fabrics, which is a very big warehouse of like fabrics. I mostly get fabric online. When I first started, I thrifted a lot of bed sheets, which was really cheap. It was like $10 for like a bed sheet, and then I would make a little dress out of it. Um, there was like this like Urban Outfitters like peach like bed sheet that was like going around for a while, and I got that thrifted, and I was able to make like a little jacket for like my friend. So definitely a lot of thrifting, and then just like kind of buying online. I really like Blackbird fabrics. They have a lot of like really cute patterns and stuff, which is fun because I kind of like brighter colors and things like that. I think a lot of fabric stores kind of tend towards like neutrals a little bit because I think a lot of people just tend to wear more neutrals, but it's not really like my vibe. So definitely like Blackbird fabrics for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah.
I have a friend who does pattern making in the fashion industry, and I asked her recently where does she source her fabrics, and she said eBay, Etsy. So yeah, like online vintage is an easy way to get what you need. But I also love seeing what people make on Etsy because there's a lot of people who sew stuff there out of dead stock fabrics from the 90s. I don't know where they find this stuff, but always it's the most like loud, colorful, and that's my vibe. So yeah, I'm just hoping if I get started, I'll get to a level. I mean, the halter top, it does seem like a very easy beginner type of thing to make, so maybe I could get into that.
Yeah, I feel like you could probably find a pattern for that on Etsy.
Yeah,
Which would
yeah,
be
patterns as well. And the so easy to take. You could take like a pattern from 60s and 70s, and just with the right fabric or embellishment that you want to add, it totally becomes current. Like it doesn't seem like you're, oh, I'm about to go to church and serve my casserole type of outfit. Like, no, these are pretty hip.
Oh yeah.
We're 100% postmodern at this point. Everything
Yeah.
is modern.
Also, I don't know why I use that example because what am I saying? The people who are showing up at church are showing up in their Sunday best. So it's like that's when you're going to be loud and proud.
Oh yeah.
Bring it, sing the gospel. Anyway,
Do you have a favorite piece that you've made overall? For you, I'm gonna say for you.
Oh, for me. Okay. I kind of like prepared this, but I have been working on this unicorn sweater that I'm knitting, and I'll show you. I guess.
this is so cute.
It's fantastic.
I can't wait to finish it and wear it. I think I will never take it off my body once I finish it.
Yeah,
But it was like such a hard process, and I can't wait to reap my rewards.
yeah.
Is it your design? The image? No.
No, it's this pattern. I think they're called like star-crossed knits. They have like beautiful designs. Like there's some like tarot card sweaters that you could like do too. Super cute. But yeah, that's on the boat. That's on the needles right now.
So
Awesome.
cool.
That's amazing.
What's the time investment into just that one sweater? Like, how long have you spent making that unicorn?
Oh gosh, I think I'm at like 40 hours at this point.
Wow.
And I don't even think I'm halfway done yet because I've done like a part of the back and then probably like 3/4 of the front, and I still have to do the sleeves. So I think it's gonna be a 100-hour project when I'm done. Mostly because this is like a technique that I'm not super familiar with. It's called like three-stranded knitting, where you're using like three different yarns at the same time.
Wow.
And for some reason, like my fingers aren't as nimble as I'd like them to be at the moment. So definitely been like a struggle.
Yeah.
I
Tons
tried.
of work.
I couldn't do it. My scarves would always be like sizes. That's such a cool skill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The closest I ever got was spool knitting, which is when you have like the plastic ring and you're wrapping yarn around the pegs, and it's the easiest thing. It's like you loop 2 rounds, like there's a bottom layer and a top layer on one peg, and you just scoop the bottom over the top, and then you go one by one around the ring, and then you reloop and you scoop, and you just keep going until like essentially you just make a bunch of tubes. And then once I had these tubes, I'm like, okay, now what? And so I think I made some scarves that way, but then also, I think this was in like middle and high school when I started getting really experimental with my crafting at home. And so I would like, okay, but what if I close one end of the tube, put stuffing in it, and then close it again? And now I have like this squishy ball. And if I put some of them together and I can make little bodies this way. And I was essentially trying to figure out how to do amigurumi stuff, which is like the crochet or knit tiny stuffed animals, but I didn't have the word for that yet. So I was trying to do it through spool knitting, and I made the weirdest little stuffed animal creatures. I tried to make Dib from Invader Zim. Like, the interests were crossing over. It was crazy, y'all.
Wow, that's like impressive though that you figured out how to do that with like the bowl method.
I was trying. I was trying to figure stuff out. And yeah, I don't think, I mean, crafty internet spaces weren't what they are now, I don't think. So I was just like experimenting. But now it's so cool that you could find places to find specific patterns, or like you were saying on Instagram, you have a little community there too if you want to hype what you just made or ask questions. That's really valuable when you're getting into something new, or even when you're not doing something new and you're just like, I want to find other people like me who are doing this. But that unicorn is so beautiful. I specifically have a soft spot for sweaters and 80s sweaters. I don't know if I've talked about it on NoGraph before, but I'm like amassing a small collection of old vintage sweaters because, again, they're always the ones with the loudest colors and the most bold shapes, and I just love that look. I don't know why we ever, like, we had it in the 80s. Why did we ever let it go?
Oh yeah, I feel like the sweaters back then were just so beautiful. I like saw like a vintage sweater when I was thrifting, and it had like this beautiful like large floral print on like all over the arms, and I was like, why don't we do that anymore? It's so beautiful. Why do we have to just wear beige? I don't know.
Oh God, you're telling
Yeah.
me in New York, if you go anywhere, everybody's wearing like black in the winter, and then I'm like, here's an Esprit from 1980 whatever, and it's super yellow and it has all the colors of the rainbow. Here I come.
Those are just the stagehands. All those people in New York wearing black, they're stagehands for your show, Sabrina.
I'm the main character. Oh wait, I gotta put my flair. Sabrina Cheney, cultural attaché.
How do you keep using the same ones? It's amazing.
I know. I don't know. I don't even know how that one originated, but we have it. But yeah, sweaters are a deep soft spot. Yeah.
You people who live in places where you can wear sweaters. It's already in the 90s. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
90s.
Is it actually though?
Well, the last couple of days it's been in the 70s, but we've had a few days in the 90s so far.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yep.
That's hot.
I lived that life. I lived that life for 18 years. I remember it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to I gotta take a road trip, go somewhere a little cooler this summer.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got, Zoe?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I guess. Oh gosh. What other hobbies do I have? I read books a lot. Big on books. Big on knitting, crocheting, cats, running, uh, music. Like music a lot. Big into.
What's your musical genre that you love? Like when you not working, not like you're working and you put something on, like your enjoy genre.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. I'm a big like indie pop for sure. Definitely a big on throwbacks. I like rediscovered my love for Hilary Duff recently. And she's been my main like artist for when I'm running. I feel like she like really pumps me up, especially like the Come Clean album.
Is that the the rain coming down song. Yeah. I think I watched the OC and that song is their theme song, and then I was like, wait, Hilary Duff sang this? What?
I know. She's so incredible. Yeah, I'm big into throwbacks right now. So I just feel like pop back then had like a special place. I mean, pop now is good too, but just like a lot of like nostalgia factor for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through not that long ago, kind of, I don't even know if reclaiming is the right word, but I had a challenging relationship with Britney Spears growing up because she was everywhere, and I did not feel like I was a Britney Spears type of person. And
Mhm.
I don't know, like growing up as a girl in the early 2000s, and there was weird stuff for girls. It was like weird stuff about blondes versus brunettes
Mhm.
um and being stick thin all the time, and all these cultural messages, and I feel like Britney Spears was right in the middle of that. But now as an adult, you find her story and how she was part of this like abusive conservatorship, and now she's out of it, thank goodness. And so I'm like going back and trying to like look at it through a new lens, and these music videos that she was a part of are so creative and
Mhm.
like not cinematic in the way that music videos are now, but they were just so like full of personality. Her outfits are like legendary, and obviously the songs were a huge cultural moment at the time.
Mhm.
But now it's like, oh, I can actually enjoy this. It's not in my face 24/7 annoying me.
Yeah.
um and yeah, like Britney was a part of that. I just remember Hilary Duff, not necessarily through her music, but through she played Wendy in Casper Meets Wendy, like when she was a tiny
Mhm.
child. And little baby Hilary Duff, she's so cute.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it's fun to come back, like kind of go through a time capsule, and yeah, I guess reclaim might actually be the right word. Like I'm gonna look at this differently.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Penny, did you have any artists like that you're like, at first I hated you, but now like enemies to lovers?
No, most of my musical enemies stay enemies, I think.
Wait, give me a musical enemy.
Mhm.
Are we trying to make enemies of viewers who maybe, all right, yeah, I'm fine with it. I
No,
hate
just
Third
go
Eye
ahead.
Blind so much, and all my friends know it, and they torture me. They torture
I
me with it.
think
I
the
hate
only
them.
one I know is the "Wish you would step back from
Yeah.
that ledge, my friend." That's Third Eye Blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just a certain era of music that I think, I was, like, discovering that there was more out there than top 40, and so,
Mhm.
like, I wanna say, like, Third Eye Blind and Goo Goo Dolls and a lot of these, like there was this one era in the, like, late '90s, where it just a lot of this music felt very commercial, and,
Mhm.
like, it was in all the movies, and it was, like, in commercials, and I mean, that's always been kinda going on, but, um on the flip side, and talking about like rediscovering maybe more than reclaiming, um, I I recently switched from Spotify to Apple Music because I was getting really sick of. Well, first of all, I didn't want to support Spotify anymore,
Mhm.
even though we are on Spotify. Listen to our podcast on Spotify. Um, but like with the Joe Rogan stuff. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just kind of felt like their algorithm sucks when you're trying to discover new music and you'd be like, put in radio for this. And I would just get the same, oh, here's this playlist just for you. And it's like, yeah, this is you. It's a playlist of stuff that I saved to my
Yeah.
playlist.
Yeah. I've
Uh,
noticed that too. Yeah.
and Apple Music has been like so much better at recommending new stuff. And sometimes they'll throw something at me where I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. I listened to this song and you recommended this and I forgot about this band. And
Mhm.
they started playing Pretty Girls Make Graves. Do you remember that band?
I don't.
Probably not. And I was just like, oh, amazing. And I was like, other music like this. And I started like doing the little discovery thing at the bottom.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my God, I forgot all these bands. And then the next week I was hanging out with some friends. And one of my friends is like, hey, yeah, I'm going to go to a show in April. And we were like, yeah, what show? And she's like, oh, Pretty Girls Make Graves. They're
Oh.
playing with clap your hands, say yeah, or whatever. And I was like, I forgot about these bands, and they're like all coming back to me. So I might go to a show to see a band that I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Oh,
Do
wow.
it.
That's
Really,
exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Apple, I think, has always been pretty good with music. I mean, obviously they have a history with that, with the iPod and everything, but I remember even when their commercials would come out, and they always had the coolest ads early on, and the songs in the ads, I'd always be like furiously trying to find out what was that track. And even to this day, now I have a nostalgia playlist, and those songs are in there.
Yeah, like CSS, like they had a lot of really great.
Yeah, there was
Like,
Chairlift. I don't remember if that's the song or the band, but there was one called Chairlift, and it was with their ad for I think the colorful iPod Nanos, and it looked like paint was dripping. If you remember that ad, and
was
like
that the song Lift? Was it, or I know you're talking about
no,
no, Chairlift is the name of the band, but they had a really popular song. I wonder if it was All These Frozen Strawberries.
yeah.
Mid-July is not good to me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they're great.
It's
Yeah,
that one. It's that one. It's 2010s as hell. It situates itself firmly in that kind of twee indie era, but I love it.
I love it.
I love that era.
But Zoe, with your indie pop, like, what are some artists right now that you're super into, or how does it connect to you? Why that genre?
That's a good question. I'm really into Magdalena Bay, which is like kind of like little like dreamy pop mixed with like some like 80s influence. They're my favorite right now just because I feel like they're doing something like really interesting with like their sound, kind of like throwing back to like some like Tame Impala like influences, which I think is really fun. And also just like I am with like my high school sweetheart, and the two people who are in Magdalena Bay, they are high school sweethearts. So part of me is just like kind of like resonates like with that. Like
Aww.
if I meet someone who is also like high school sweetheart, I automatically just like kind of like resonate with that person, just like them just like a little bit more just based on the history.
That's so sweet. Do you listen to the band Tennis?
No, I haven't.
So Tennis are a married wife and husband, and they make music together, and it's so beautiful.
Ooh.
But I went to a concert of theirs once, and I was so single. And everybody else in the concert was there with their partners, and everybody's, like dancing together. And it's like, I'm trying to enjoy the music, but I'm also sinking into my chair a little bit. But overall, like, I love their songs so much.
Yeah.
Highly recommend Tennis. But when you search them, you always have to do Tennis, the band, and then you'll find it. Because otherwise it'll be like, would you like to watch Challengers with Zendaya? And you're like, no, I already watched that.
Yeah, well, that's fun. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I just had the greatest idea, Sabrina. You're going to love this idea because it's the greatest.
Tell me, Penny, what is happening?
What's happening is, I think, starting with Zoe, if she is amenable. I'm sorry, I actually didn't ask your pronouns.
Oh, she, her. Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry. If you'd be amenable, what if we started having companion playlists?
This would be so cute.
And we could do like a little, like, whatever you listen to, like, if you do like a Spotify playlist, and we could have a little site on our website to go along with the episode.
That would be really adorable.
Would you be into that? It doesn't have to be super long, like 10 songs.
Oh, definitely. I'm so into that. I love curating playlists, so.
We've committed to it now.
We do talk about music a lot on the pod, so it would make sense.
Important, right? It's
and I want to hear people's recommendations, because I too am trapped in this algorithm that will serve me the same songs that I've already listened to.
Yeah.
I need variety in my life.
Oh, I love this. Okay, we're going to hold you to it, Zoe. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I'm so excited.
But it means we have to do one too, Sabrina. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, I will completely put my post-punk goth picks.
I love it.
Well, actually, the shirt that I'm wearing now is for Princess Chelsea. They're a great band. Princess Chelsea does like, I don't even know what genre she would fit in. It's indie, New Zealand,
Mm,
synthy. I don't know. I just love her sound.
wow. What is like New Zealand? Is that kind of Lordish or like how would you describe
Um,
that?
I don't know. I've just noticed that New Zealand has a lot of very talented um artists, like both New Zealand and Australia, and I know they don't want to be conflated with each other, but they are close. But like, isn't Tame Impala from Australia? Or am I making that up?
I feel like
I
yes.
might have made that up. I don't know. But there's one that is Australian called Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, and I know that's a crazy name, but that is what they decided to name their band. Their stuff is awesome. And Princess Chelsea is from New Zealand. Jonathan Bree, my favorite obsession of all time, is from New Zealand. So I don't know. It's something about that side of the world. They've got really interesting, different sounds.
Is
So
wet leg English or Australian? Do you
Wet
know?
Leg?
Yeah. They might be English. I
I
might be
don't
on the
remember.
wrong side of the world.
Apologies to everybody on that side of the world that I don't remember. I'm trying my best to differentiate. But yeah, I need to just go down my Wikipedia rabbit holes and stick it to memory a little better.
P.S. Sabrina, speaking of like this genre of music, but also we talked a little bit before the show. I just love the outfit today. I just realized that you could totally be in the movie Bottoms, maybe.
Oh, oh no, I couldn't
Good
finish
luck.
Bottoms, and I feel really bad because I feel like it's a movie I should have liked,
Oh no.
but I can't do it. I don't know. I'm weird about comedy, y'all, and I don't
Yeah.
know why. Like, do I hate joy? I don't know.
I just like crying a lot more.
Kinda, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, give me that drama. But yeah, thank you. But I do understand what you're saying. It's
I
very
love it. I love it so much.
I'm towing my millennial zoomer cusp with this outfit, I think.
I feel we're hitting different archetypes here. We've got a little bit of a Spice Girls thing happening in terms of our fashions.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we should start a band.
You actually play an instrument, so I can see it.
Oh, what about you, Zoe? Do you play any instruments?
I don't. I did when I was younger. I played the double bass in high school,
Oh,
in middle school, but I have abandoned that because I was not very good at it. And I was the only double bass player in the orchestra, so it was very obvious if I played a note wrong because it was really
oh,
deep.
no pressure.
Yeah, so I had to stop that. But no, my partner plays, and I love when he plays. He plays piano and he plays guitar, and he has like the whole like synthesizer like setup. Um, so I love to like hear when he plays. That's always a really nice thing when he does that for me.
I think so. I'm really curious, and if you don't want to divulge into anything too personal, totally fine. But you say high school sweethearts. It was high school sweethearts, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
How did like how did you find out that you had feelings for each other? Was that way back when, or did that happen later?
Yeah, we kind of like met on Facebook, and it was like I would say pretty immediate, like, you know, his profile picture was cute. I guess he thought mine was too. I would say like mutual attraction. We didn't meet for a little bit. We like had like a very Facebook relationship for like the first few months or whatever, and then we had our first date. And we went to see Harold and Kumar in Christmas 3D, which is like a wild first date movie. Um, but that was our movie. But yeah, I would say like kind of always like new, I guess. I guess just like having a lot of like conversation like via Facebook, which is funny, was like helpful to I don't know. It's very interesting.
Cute. Do you
Yeah.
still like are those messages saved and if you wanted to you could scroll all the way back or are they kind of lost to time?
Oh my God.
Ooh, I think most of them are saved. There was a period where I was like upset, so I deleted him. So I think we lost some history, but I did like re-add him, so it's fine. But I think we lost some stuff, but not everything.
As it happens. I mean, is
Yeah.
that not a quintessential Facebook experience? You're like, I'm unfriending you.
It's so empowering.
But yeah, I'm so glad you have like an archive of this. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
It's
And yeah,
nice, but also
who
cringy.
amongst us? Yeah, who
Remember that
amongst
time
us
in high
hasn't had a
school when you were
Facebook
a jerk?
crush, you know? Hmm?
I was just thinking, like, I'm so glad that I don't have a record like that far back. It would just be like, remember when you were a jerk in high school? Like, oh my God, we've been married for 30 years. Let me read it.
Oh gosh.
But that's a thing now. People who meet like through online dating, they'll save their first messages to each other. But it's always so funny when you see some of those because they're like way casual. They're like,
So,
"Oh yeah, I really like BLT too." Like,
Pretty much.
let's go
Yeah,
to
I
the
think
cafe.
he like posted on my wall, which isn't even a thing anymore. Like there's no more wall on Facebook, which is crazy.
Whoa, really? I haven't had Facebook in years.
Yeah.
How
Oh
do
well, I
you
don't
have
think they
Facebook without a
call
wall?
it that anymore.
Oh, it's like a feed or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, rip the wall because yeah, that's where I feel like the Facebook wall is the equivalent of the chain link fences that everybody puts the heart-shaped locks on or something. And now without that, you're like, well, can't put my lock anywhere.
Mhm.
The relic lost to time.
wow, you made Facebook sound romantic. I love that. You did it.
Yeah.
But it was romantic because that's where you two met.
I know.
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
I know. It always sounds like kind of silly to say out loud. Like, yeah, we went on Facebook, but I guess it's the same as like meeting on Tinder or something, just a
I
little
think
more
that was
intimate.
also its intended purpose, was it not? Was to connect people. So the fact, like, if people do actually end up successfully connecting, I'm like, great, it did its intended job. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So true.
Hmm.
Well, we are at, oh, I don't remember where even the time.
Oh, we're at that time.
Yeah.
We're at that time.
And
So,
but it's been super great, but it's time to for you to talk about how all of these things impact you and your work.
Yeah, I would say like, oh, sorry, what was that?
Oh, any way you want. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I would say like the biggest thing is just being able to give me mental space to actually work. I think just like having a hobby, whether it's like the knitting, which is really like calming for me to like, um, you know, make my anxieties go a little bit less. That's really great. And then running also just gives me like mental space to be able to even like be creative. Because I think for me, when I have burnout is like detrimental to me. Like I cannot function, cannot design, cannot like do anything creative. And so I like need my hobbies to like help me like reset my brain a little bit. Um, so I would say like that's how it helps me the most. And also it's just like especially like for knitting and like this like unicorn project, like I had to like pick out the colors and stuff like that. And it's allowing me to like be a little bit creative um without being creative in like a motion design sense, you know what I mean? So flexing the muscle, but like a different part of the muscle for sure. But yeah, definitely helps me a lot with like creativity and being a little bit different and just unwinding. Yeah.
Yeah, it
when
always feels
you've,
like being creative outside of work makes creativity still fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, creativity is the job, right?
Hmm.
yes.
Yeah. And that's one thing I can't draw anymore outside of work. So the knitting is like the drawing now, which is nice.
Yeah. I think that's I mean, do you draw when you were drawing outside of work, were you also doing it digitally or was it like in a sketchbook or something?
Yeah, it was mostly digital for the most part, and I think that's probably what kind of contributed to me not drawing anymore, because I would like
Yeah.
draw and Procreate,
I
and
was
then I
just
would
thinking that as well.
yeah.
Like, I think when you're doing something like knitting, that's something very tangible and you do it with your
Mhm.
hands. I'm finding that to be also like I have that in common with you. If my work is digital, I don't want to keep doing stuff in front of a screen after work. I got to do something else.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because Photoshop is essentially Procreate, but
Yeah.
professional, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
When you've hit burnout, how long did it take you to kind of climb out of that in the past?
it could take me a long time. I've kind of been a bit of like I was like freelance for a little bit, and I would have to take sabbaticals that were probably like a month or two in between projects because I just needed that time to like not think about like creating like animations and stuff like that. So historically it's been kind of a lot, usually like 1 to 2 months. I have been trying to like make that period like a little bit shorter, and I'm finding that like having these hobbies that are definitely more like tangible and physical has helped like shorten that like latency period a little bit. But definitely it definitely takes a long time to like recover from burnout for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
I
are
wish
all.
I wish that was just the schedule for work.
Yeah.
Month
Yeah,
off,
honestly,
month
why
off.
isn't it?
Yeah, they really should. I feel like sabbaticals should just be the norm. Just like every now and then, just do whatever you want and then come back. It'll be fine.
It will be fine. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it will be fine.
Like nothing is that urgent. I mean, that's how I feel. Like every single project I've worked on, even if it's been like a political ad or something like that, like nothing is that urgent that I need to put myself through like never ending like schedules and stuff like that. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not that serious.
Yeah. It's not heart surgery we're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
But I love that you have this library of hobbies that um you could resource whenever you're feeling like I need to rejuvenate in some way. That's really
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, it is good to have an arsenal for sure. Sometimes I definitely go through like phases. Like I feel like I'm really big in the knitting and the running phase right now. But um, maybe next month it'll be like, okay, knitting down, time books up. Like maybe that will be next month. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear about how the running turned out, and I think we both want to see the unicorn sweater when it's done. So hopefully we'll circle back
Oh yeah.
in an informal way, just for our own curiosities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll send you a picture once it's done, and then I'll let you know what my half marathon time is once I get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers
We'll
crossed.
just post Zoe's splits in the Instagram in the NoGraph Instagram. Like she did it.
Yay!
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have Spotify, Apple Music, we got Strava. Go.
Yeah. Definitely. Love a Strava.
Yeah. Nice. We'll have to be Strava friends.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Ah, this has been so much fun, Zoe.
It's been great.
Great getting to know you better. Yeah, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was super fun talking with you both.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Cool. So, oh yeah, before we go, where can people find you?
Yeah, I am on Instagram. Gonna link my hobby Instagram because I don't use my art one anymore, but it's Anti-Capitalist Closet. That's that's my my little plug. On my
Love it.
website, just first name, last name.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you so much. We are gonna wrap it up. And I'm tired, so I'm forgetting how. But
Same, Zoe. What a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Find us on Spotify, YouTube, etc., etc. Bye.
Bye, y'all.